I have raided them. Take caution. There is impending doom. After private partygoer Anna Fritz passed away in the restroom, the first scenes show an orderly bringing her remains to the funeral home. The autopsy will be conducted on her the following morning. As she is led inside, the security guard behind her adjusts her body to fit in with the others, then pulls her face down so he can take a picture of her with his phone. In a subsequent scene, Ivan and Harvey enter the same hospital and ask to see the orderly. Within the hospital lobby, Ivan approaches Powell and inquires as to whether he possesses additional photographs to present. He announces their upcoming party and bursts into laughter. Powell declines Ivan's invitation and instead demands that he find a place for them to do a line. Ivan then instructs Powell to stay at his job until midnight, which is still an hour away. As they follow Powell to the rear dumpsters, he cautions them not to touch the yellow one since it contains human waste. The place stinks, and Harvey is furious that he would bring them there. He then takes out a bottle and several cups. Powell declines the cup with reluctance, explaining that he has more work to do in the morning and that he doesn't want to go to the party. They advise him to seek employment elsewhere, but he insists on staying put at the funeral home. Powell tells the three friends to get up and down quickly after they raise a glass to their late Anna friends. After Powell admits to having examined her body, Ivan presses him for more details. When Harvey looks down, he frowns. He tells them that until the next day, her remains will be kept in the funeral home at the hospital. Powell escorts them into the hospital, leading Harvey to think they're kidding about not visiting the funeral home. But Ivan won't give up. Powell instructs them to pretend they are lost in case anyone finds them as they descend the elevator to the basement and make their way through the labyrinth of corridors. He then ushers them inside the funeral home after unlocking the door. Harvey wants to run away the moment they get there because he is scared they will be found and can't get out of this sticky situation with deception. He is urged to remain by his companions. The actress's body is then displayed by Powell to them. Since Harvey has never seen a dead body before, he claims that standing next to it has frightened him. As Powell tears the sheet from the body, exposing the elderly woman's impact, they all jump back in shock. Anna Fritz is someone that Ivan wants to see. He reveals his face. However, when Ivan lowers the cover, Powell remarks that she doesn't appear to be dead at all. After Ivan snatches her breasts, he orders Harvey to follow suit. Claiming she's cold, he reluctantly puts his hand on her chest. Harvey wants to go to the party, but Ivan wants to perform another line there. They both go with Ivan to do another cocaine line after Powell conceals the corpse. Ivan asserts that the actress who bears all is the object of sexual desire for everyone. In an unsettling discussion about the sensation of sleeping with a corpse, PW reveals that he had slept with the corpse of a teenage girl. As for whether he has slept with Anna Fritz, Ivan wants to know, and Harvey jokes that he will probably do it when they go. To Harvey's dismay, Ivan then admits he wants to sleep with her and warns him they should go because he's inebriated. Telling Harvey to wait in the other room until the necrophiliac finishes, Howe seems to agree with Ivan's request. Then she forces him to go there. Harvey finds it hard to believe that his friend would act in such a way. On the other hand, how do you imagine Ivan preparing to play with the corpse? As a result of his shock, Javier claims that they are both sick. Just how? Rejects the idea. Thus, Ivan leaves to accomplish the same upon his return. It appears that no one else notices the issue with their actions except Harvey. However, there is always a sick reason for Ivan. Just as insulting to real women as he is to them for considering it. Just how? Gets on top of her and gets down to business. However, the actress does open her eyes. Worst of all, Anna is still alive. Further, Power goes into a panic attack upon realizing this. As two more individuals hastily enter the funeral home, the motionless woman on the funeral slab watches them. Harvey rushes up to her and gently tells her to calm down. He orders the others to fetch water for her. He takes the water and gives it to her when they remain motionless. Harvey calmly approaches Powell, asking for advice as the others cower in fear. Go get a doctor or transport her to the emergency room. The man then goes to get a blanket for the woman after asking if she's cold. He already knows that Pao saw him and knows what happened to her, but Ivan still wants to know if she saw him. A medical gown is applied to Anna by Harvey upon her return. As soon as he hears someone approaching the funeral parlor, Ivan stops him and warns him that they must consider all of their hiding places. Even though Harvey implores them to remain and provide an explanation, they persist in covering her face and stooping down. Anna tries to call out to the orderly, but she barely manages to utter a sound as he carries another corpse into the funeral home. Even though she manages to lift the cover, he walks out without noticing her. Ivan tells Harvey to go talk about it in the other room as he quickly returns to her side, trying to soothe her. Just how? The thought of what might happen if word got out about what they did terrifies Ivan and him. Using her fame as an excuse, she says it would be covered in every major media outlet. As far as Harvey is concerned, she has no idea what they have done to her and claims she was blind to their presence. However, Pao is worried that she might. Ivan affirms it and promises to speak, but Harvey seems unconcerned and is eager to lend her a hand. Everyone thinks she's dead, he says, and he suggests they murder her. Despite the fact that Harvey is oblivious to the fact that Pao and Ivan are both implicated in the events, he refuses to discuss them. Harvey starts dragging the body out of the funeral home because he wants out. Because he fears going to jail, Ivan stops him and implores him not to. The only reasonable companion checks to see if he grasps the nature of the request. It terrifies Anna that they are pleading with him to murder her. When Harvey realizes the door is locked, he orders Ivan to open it while she implores him to let her out. Ivan then proceeds to open the door himself. Outside, Powell found the keys. Paul manages to pull Harvey off the floor, but Ivan almost kills him in the ensuing struggle. After checking on him, they say he's breathing, but becoming severely hemorrhaged. Upon his return, Power bestows a sheet upon his head. Then Ivan says sorry to him. Ivan proposes they just leave him in a visible area of the hospital rather than trying to contact anyone. Harvey is gasping for air as they yank him to the opposite room. Ivan orders Pao to bring the girl inside the room while he and someone from the funeral home try to get someone to unlock the doors. At the same time, Ivan tells Harvey to lie when the cops interrogate him. He then walks out to clean up with his friend after telling him not to mention the girl. Harvey opens his eyes, says he'll get help, and apologizes to Anna. However, she warns him that he will perish if he moves. She tells the two others that she is bleeding badly and in bad shape as soon as they come in. However, she is told to be quiet by Harvey. Ivan is hustling Anna inside the funeral home as Pao races to meet the other orderlies. The night shift orderly locked Pao in. Pao informs his co-worker. After Paul frees their co-worker, Anna and Harvey are left to deal with Ivan on their own. Harvey has already passed away when Ivan arrives to see how he is doing. As Anna weeps over his death, Ivan tries to bring him back to life. Ivan broke the news to Pao that Harvey had passed away when he returned. Ivan assures the orderly that he was in such terrible condition that he would not have survived even if he had been taken upstairs. Ivan asserts that they will also dispose of his body, while Pao asserts that they will spend their entire lives incarcerated. Anna assures no one will find out and wonders if they haven't done enough evil already. What they do next will shape their lives indelibly, Ivan warns Pao, so he should disregard her. They have an argument, and Ivan tries to convince him that he and she are equally to blame and that everyone will know his role in the scandal if it comes to light. While Harvey is on the phone, Anna descends from the slab to retrieve his phone. Pao responds to Ivan's question about how they'll dispose of Harvey's body in a trash can by mentioning the emergency exit. Anna explains that she woke up and called her father when they entered, but that was all she said. After learning that her father has called for assistance, Ivan checks the phone and sees that she has informed him that someone will be there to collect her. They bring her upstairs when Anna starts screaming and Pao tries to calm her down because they think it's over since she called from Harvey's phone. Ivan answers the phone when Harvey gets multiple calls. Her deceit and the fact that the call was never completely received hit him hard. With that, they take her back to the mortuary. Anna tells Ivan he is repulsive, and in response, he attacks her and gets into an argument with her. While he retrieves a trash can, Ivan tells Pau to hold her down. In order to begin slicing, Pau retrieved a piece of gauze. When Anna tells him he'll definitely go to jail if he follows Ivan's orders. Claiming that he is the reason she is alive, she insists that he is not a murderer and that he will not allow Ivan to kill her. Anna implores Pau to release her, but he insists on keeping her bound. While he was out of the room, she told him that Ivan had killed Harvey in her presence, and he had no plans to take him to the hospital. Taping her lips shut, Pau becomes suspicious that she is deceiving him once again. While Pau is cleaning up in the other room, Ivan tries to take out the trash, but gets stuck behind it because some nurses smoke there. After unsuccessfully attempting to remove the tape from her hands, Anna proceeds to remove the tape from her legs. As soon as Anna falls to the floor, she scrambles out of the funeral home and hides until Ivan comes back. Upon his return, he tells Pau that she has escaped, and the two of them go their separate ways to find her. Anna crawls through the holes and evades capture for a while before getting back up on her feet. Unfortunately, she trips and crawls back down to the elevator. At the very moment that she believes she is safe, Ivan seizes the door and forces her to return to the funeral home. Upon his return, Out inquires as to whether he murdered Harvey while he was absent. However, upon their return inside, Ivan merely informs him that she intends to set Pau up against him. Telling Pau that they will suffocate her with bedsheets, Ivan declares that he is prepared to murder her. Despite their reservations, Ivan ultimately decides that he and Pau should murder her. In the process of peeing herself, they choke her. Please help Ivan raise her back up onto the slab. Afterwards, they will dispose of Harvey's remains. As Pau tends to the funeral home's cleanup, Ivan departs to dispose of the body. Body of Anna. Just how? Ensures that Anna's body is completely free of any trace of the incident. Meanwhile, Ivan abandons Harvey at the side of the road after leaving the hospital. How does one put her back in line with the others after removing the sheet from her body? While Pau is preparing to wait for Ivan, he overhears Anna coughing. As he approaches the corpse, he orders her to act as if she has already died. She looks up at him after briefly opening her eyes. After Ivan gets back, Pau reveals Anna's condition and orders him to leave, saying that he is everything to her. When Ivan sees her, he wants to know if he finished the task. Following that, they depart. Ivan realizes he has misplaced his card just before they reach the elevator. Despite Pau's best efforts, he insists on going back to the funeral home. Upon their return, they discover Anna standing up. Pau is attacked and tried to be killed by Ivan. Strangely, Anna turns up and proceeds to stabbing Ivan multiple times. The actress ought not to have done what she did, Pau tells her, adding the two were about to leave. However, Anna also stabs him while staring at him. Ensure that you subscribe and enable notifications to access additional videos similar to this one. For tuning in, I am grateful.